Today is the 7th of December 2025, and for the past 1 week plus, the media space has been awash with news of the sordid activities, atrocities that goes on in the Tiger Base, which is the anti-kidnapping unit of the Imo State Police Command. And then Nigerians get shocked. In fact, up to the extent that even the Amnesty International Nigeria office is already working on a report on that particular unit. Now, what prompted this podcast is that just on Friday, the Imo State Police Command, the public relations officer of that command, Mr. Henry Okoye, led journalists to the base, to the Tiger Base unit, their headquarters in the Owerri, in Owerri. And alongside the head of this Tiger Base, DCP Ola, they led journalists around and tried to generally give a good impression that everything was okay, nothing, no torture, no extortion, no whatsoever. Everything was just perfect. In fact, there was an icing on the cake. They showed some detainees. The detainees were interviewed and they claimed that there was no torture, that they were fed 3 times a day, and their health is well taken care of, and all that stuff. Wow. I mean, for me and most observers, that was a startling point. I mean, when atrocities are committed and the authorities try to cover up, it becomes sinister. It becomes as if it was deliberate. It becomes a source of concern because when you are in denial, it's like nothing happened. And that presupposes that more of the same will continue. That's why it's important to have this the podcast. As a lawyer of over 3 decades experience, I have had one or two instances of meeting with the tiger base. And in one of those instances, I tried to get my client out from the tiger base. He was accused of, I think it was accused of a kidnapping. And then a woman police officer in that unit, I think Esther is her name. Yes, Esther. She told me that they will kill the detainee right there in the cell and nothing will happen. I said I was astounded. I said, what do you mean by that? She insisted. I lodged this complaint with the DCP Ola, who is in charge of the unit, and to his credit, to Ola's credit, he called the lady and in my presence cautioned her, warned her seriously. Now, it was okay. For me, it was okay. But my worry then was, what of if that detainee was not represented by counsel or had a junior counsel who will not have access to bring the matter up with the head of the unit? That could have been problematic. And that is the groundwork. That's how these foundations for massive, humongous extortions are laid. So coming to by the PPR to say nothing of that nature takes place was rather shocking. And then not 2 years or 3 years ago, the 2022 to be precise, I was part of a panel organized by the Network on Police Reforms in Nigeria, a panel on police brutalities in the Southeast, which took place in Owerri. That was around December 2022. That panel had a director from the Police Service Commission, headquarters in Abuja, a staffer of the Nigerian Human Rights Commission, and the then Police Public Relations Officer of Imo State Command was also in attendance. The testimonies we heard from victims of police brutality was mind blowing, particularly from the Tiger Base unit. There were instances of people who claimed extrajudicial killings in their presence. There was bail sums of over 2 million for bail, and there was torture of the highest levels. So these are recorded. The victims' testimonials are in writing. So what we expect from all this clamor, from this entire process, is that the Commissioner of Police, Imo State Police Command, Aboki Danjuma, should look into the activities of the anti-kidnapping squad, the Tiger Base, and perhaps all other units under his command. Because Aboki Danjuma is seen by the people of Imo State as a very upright and knowledgeable police officer. But then the reality is that the buck stops at his table. All the units in the Imo State Police Command are answerable to the state CP, Aboki Danjuma. So we expect that from this process, you will set up inquiries to overhaul, to look into the activities of your units, of the units under your command, to ensure that they abide by Nigerian constitution and the basics of policing. Policing, like I should remind everybody, is a very honorable profession. We know many police officers who sacrifice their lives and times and even family precious time to safeguard us. So we should never allow bad elements in the force to rubbish the integrity and the name of the Nigerian police force. Now, for those who are thinking of the type garbage as being a saintly obligations, no, it's not. In a judgment delivered just last year, the Community Court on Justice of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS Court, ruled in the case of Glory Okolie versus the Federal Republic of Nigeria that the Tiger Base, which was then being managed by the IGP's Special Task Force, was a cesspool of torture, degrading treatment of detainees, and was a hellhole in short. I mean, the court ruled that the lady should be paid some damages. So the reality is this: these issues exist. The efforts made by the PPRO of the state command to pretend that nothing is wrong, that all is right, should be discountenanced totally. Rather, the police force should look for a way to make amends and right wrongs and punish those erring officers. We know that what those guys do, who extort, who claim millions, who extort in the millions from the victim, from their victims, is not what the police sets them up to do. But when there's a kind of blanket defense that all is well, all is right, then people get worried. We don't want to get worried. We believe the police is our friend, and we call on the State Commissioner of Police Advocate Anjuma to do the right thing. Set up a panel, make sure that within 1 or 2 weeks, all the bad eggs in this unit in the police force are fished out and dealt with appropriately. Thank you very much.